morning, welcome everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 11th of September. Now if you are new here, I just let my guides channel through to you, so don't forget to subscribe. There might be a message here for you to receive today, and I will just get started and we'll see what comes up. Oh, the guides are giving me the title, The Great Awakening. I've got a video on the Great Awakening. If anyone's interested in that, I can leave it over here towards the end of the video. I'm getting the Great Awakening, but I'm getting the global uprising. And this is what we want to hear, isn't it? For anyone who's been following my channel for a while, we need people to rise up. We need people to stand up. Because that's what brings back all our freedoms. Otherwise, they're being taken from us on a daily basis, as we all know. Hang on a sec, let's see where else we go. It's happening. People are popping up everywhere. They're standing up. They're standing up globally. I still get Munich. Maybe Munich's going to be the start of all this. I keep saying there's a lot happening in Germany. I don't know what they've been hit with, but there's a lot of rising up in Germany. But I am getting, and the guides are saying to me, it's those phoenix rising from the ashes. These people who are waking up, probably not us. I mean, not you guys if you're watching my channel. This is the people waking up. They're starting to rise up from their ashes. Like, we've been going through pretty much a breakdown of their souls. They've had to go through their soul breakdowns, and they've had to find their inner strength and empower themselves to stand against government. But I am getting this global rising from the ashes. Oh, that's such a good thing to hear, isn't it? Oh God, it's so good. The guides are giving me a song actually. Hang on. Oh, they're giving me the words rising up, but I think it's that song from Rocky, one of those Rocky movies, and it's The Eye of the Tiger. Well, that's what's happening with these people now. This song relates to these people waking up. It's The Eye of the Tiger. They're rising up. So maybe check that song out today, because it's obviously got a little bit of meaning about the phoenix rising from the ashes. So The Eye of the Tiger, let's check that out. So I'm definitely getting this global uprising is coming. Maybe that's, I did say in September there's going to be a lot of standing up, and there is, but I do feel this is what's leading us into October. It's going to be on a much bigger and more global scale. The pushbacks, the fightbacks, and they come in all different forms. Some people will protest down the streets. In Australia here, we've got a lot of strikes. I've been telling you guys about those. I know you guys have had a few strikes as well. There's the global walkout. If you want to go and check that out, it's called Reignite Democracy Australia. It's a YouTube channel. Go and check that out. Monica is on there, and she gives you the global walkout, the next step of the global walkout. I'll let you guys know tomorrow as well. But every Monday, they're doing a global walkout for a week, and they're trying to hit back at government. For anyone new here, they're actually trying to hit government in different ways. So like last week, for example, we all used cash for a week as much as we could, rather than just swiping our cards. So they're trying to look at other ways that they can hit back against government. So I guess that's what you could say about all of you guys that are here watching my channel, because most of us have been awake for quite a few years now. And we're sort of, we're kind of like ahead of these people waking up in the sense of the way that we see things. I don't mean in an egotistical way. I mean this in the way that we, what's the word? The way that we process things. It allows us to see things very clearly, because we process a lot of things, and I always say it, from our senses, our guts, our feelings, just the little voices we hear, our intuitive guidance. But that's what these people are learning to do now. So there's a lot of ways that you can fight back against government. I guess that's what we're seeing here. But, oh, this is really good news, isn't it? The global uprising begins. Let's see where else we go. Honestly, bear with us. The visuals we get on this video can sometimes be a little out there. I'm getting this video of, this is us, this is you guys watching my channel. We're becoming like Fred Astaire. And I don't know if any of you guys know Fred Astaire. He was an amazing dancer from a long time ago, but he was very soft on his feet. He could move around. I think he even did tap dancing. I don't even know. But Fred Astaire, he used to dance with Ginger Rogers. They were this really big dancing couple from many years ago. If you don't know who they are, just tap in Fred Astaire and you'll get heaps of videos. I don't even doubt it on YouTube. He was just like a one-of-a-kind dancer. Well, this is what this is the energy they're kind of giving to us now. This is you guys watching my channel. We're dancing like Fred Astaire. We're navigating this really beautifully. It's saying that we've got this beautiful flow back into our lives now, and we're skidding like across the dance floor really lightly on our feet. If you watch Fred Astaire dance, it's like he's almost dancing on air. He's not even clunky or hitting the ground or anything. He just flows so beautifully across the dance floor. So this is our energy at the moment. Because we're feeling freer and we allow just our positive energies to flow through us. They're kind of giving me this image of this... and what they're saying to me is we've found our natural state. So we've found who we are. We're able to navigate all of this. And we've really got into our own strength and our own power, and our sort of creative juices are flowing. And that's why they're giving me someone like Fred Astaire. Oh, if you're younger, maybe you could relate to like a Michael Jackson or something like that, because he was absolutely brilliant dancer too. But this Fred Astaire had this he had this charisma and this softness and this... he was very humble. He wasn't a person that was conceited or big-headed, or I think that's why we're getting that image of Fred Astaire, because he just used his talents to sort of portray his message. And I think that's the message that we're getting today, is that we've just got to be us. And by being us, it reflects, I keep saying it, and it shows these other people that you can get on with your life in a more relaxed, calmer way. Because you think about it, we do not live in fear. We do not live in anxiety. We might get little bouts of it every now and again. I'm not saying that we're not human and we don't feel things. We're not a robot, which is what they're trying to make us. But this is what I'm getting. We found this relief inside of us, and it's like this Fred Astaire dance. And look, most of us here love music. We do. Music brings us alive. It's like the, we always get the Josh Groban song of the guides tell us that they raise us up so we can stand on mountains. You know, we get this powerful music that sometimes lights us up inside. So I'm getting this beautiful image of Fred Astaire, just, well, how would you say it, sort of sashaying and lightly floating across the dance floor. Well, that's us. We've found this, I guess you could say, it's like finding the rhythm inside of you. And I think that's the image that they're giving me now of Fred Astaire. His energy just flowed through his body, and I think that's what we've found. We've reignited ourselves and we've re-energized ourselves, that now we're just floating. And that's what people are seeing in us. They are. So that's the image I'm getting for us today. We're the Fred Astaire Maverick Bravehearts. Oh, God. And the guides, they're too funny, aren't they? They're saying we own the dance floor. So we're doing like a solo act. But we're okay with it. We like doing a solo act because we never do it with ego. We always do it with great humility. And we always do the things that we do because we love to do it. And because we know it's the right thing to do. And so we come from that feeling place, and that's why we're getting that image of the dancing and the Fred Astaire. Because when you think of someone who's a very gifted dancer, it comes from a feeling. It's a feeling that moves through their body. Another example might be Justin Bieber. I do love Justin, you know that I do. He's absolutely brilliant at dancing. Like I said, Michael Jackson. Oh, there's so many other people. Look at J-Lo, for example. She's absolutely brilliant too. So let the music flow through their body. And that's us. The other day I talked about don't die with the music in you. We got that quote from the guides. And that's true. Don't die wondering, and don't die with the music in you. Keep being creative and keep doing the things that make you feel alive and really bring you back into your spiritual place, because that's what brings us the happiness. Gosh, if you look at any of the cultures, and that's what they're showing me as well today, if you think about any of these American Indians and these tribal sort of cultures, this is globally, they always have their little... what would you call it? Their little dances around the fire, and they uplift themselves as a tribe. Like they do these things together. So there's always a lot of music and a lot of dance in these cultures, even the Aborigines. In Australia here, they always have their little, I can't think what you call them. Is it a corroboree? Something like that, where they sit around and sing and dance, and we all have these. But that's what I'm saying. Excuse me. A lot of these cultures do very basic things, but this is how they energize and uplift their souls. So that's what they're showing for us. We've become the Fred Astaires of the dance floor. There's an image. Oh, God. All right, let's see where else we go today. Yeah, I am getting England is rising, but we know England is rising for a different reason. They're rising for the Queen, and we know that. Look, we all get that here. We know, anyone here who knows all about the royal family, we know that it runs very deep. There's puppet masters in the back. We all get it. There's no point me talking about it because we pretty much all understand that. I know people try and highlight it to me all the time, but that's not going to change anything, is it, if we sort of just keep rehashing things like that. So at the moment, I'm getting that in England, there's the uprising, but your uprising's for a different reason. But remember, and that's what the guides are saying as well, that uprising is still uprising. It still means people are standing up. So it's still an energy where people are coming together en masse. And it's not a bad thing, because if you think about it, it's doing the opposite of what the global leaders are really wanting. As much as they want distractions, and we know that the royal family is always a very good distraction. Example, Meghan Markle, Harry. Oh, God. It's not something that works in their favour when people come together like that, because they don't want people coming together. You got to remember that they've worked for like 3 years to separate, divide, divide and conquer, but they've tried to get family and friends away from each other, and they've worked really hard at doing this, and it's almost like for them it's like a little bit of an inconvenience as well. So they're a little frustrated as well because people have come together again. I bet you there's people having like little Queen afternoon teas and like little celebrations of her life and things coming together. So in some aspects it helps them because it's a good distraction, but then in other aspects it's frustrating as well because it brings people together again. So this might be why I'm getting October. And look, I'm not joking. This is a global thing too. It's not just in England. It's not, because even here in Australia, we've had all these semi-final football games and they've all had their minute silence because we still have the Queen's birthday here in Australia. And so it affects everyone. It's on every channel. I turned the TV on last night. It was on every channel. There were shows about the Queen. It was all about the Queen. And so we're all being bombarded as well, just to let you guys know over there. So this is bringing people together in conversation and all this sort of stuff. So it does also cause them a lot of frustration because this is actually a global event, and we've still got the funeral to come and all that, haven't we? So there's still going to be a bit more of this in the next few weeks. So that's why I feel like this uprising that I've been talking about in September, well, it has started. You'll never see it on mainstream media, as we all know here. It's getting pushed out now to October. So that's why we're getting October. Because what happens when people come together, they start to have conversations, don't they? And they start to talk about the global economy, and they start to talk about why the cost of living is rising. So, you know, there's going to be this, I guess you could say, spillage from all of this leading into October. So it's pluses and minuses. But again, I guess we have to look at it, that's a big hurdle that's been put in front of government again. So it's not a bad thing, but it's a bit frustrating because we don't know what's really going on in the background while we're all distracted. We know how they work, don't we? They're very sneaky. Okay, let's see where else we go. Yeah, I'm getting it. Someone's going to be knocking on these people's doors. So these people who are waking up and are currently going through their awakening process, they're still getting knocks on the door from government. Not literally, well, almost literally. They're on their phones and all their feeds and all that sort of thing. But I do feel like there's more coming back. I don't think they're finished with the pandemic yet. I think they're going to try and get people back into that fear narrative. I mean, we know how it works. They're really good at doing it. So whenever there's a new variant, it seems to put people into fear. It's funny how the Mpox didn't work though. that definitely didn't work. It really didn't take off. But there's these subvariants. See, they keep just, they're showing me the arms coming out of the like CV virus, the Delta, the Omicron, the B5, the this, the that. So they know that that does work for a lot of people, and they can take them back into that fear. So I do feel like maybe October, hopefully not, they're going to like release the data of this new, you know, extremely dangerous virus. Oh my God, they can't, people cannot fall for this anymore, surely to God. But I am getting that they're going to have to do something, and do something really quick, because again, things are going to become a bit urgent for these global leaders, because they don't want more people waking up. So I am getting that I don't think this is quite over yet. Because we've got to remember too, that these people waking up, they're not aware of the information that we are. They don't know about the CDC coming out and saying how everyone's even now, jabbed or unjabbed. They don't know about all these movements and the truth movements of doctors and people coming together, because it's not public knowledge. They don't know about the Pfizer data. It's not public knowledge. Well, it is public knowledge, but they're not going to go searching for it. Some of them are. But they're also in denial about this being real, because they don't want it to be real. So they're kind of torn as well, these people waking up. It just goes on and on. Anyway, let's see what else we get today. And they're saying no one's exempt from the global reset. This global reset is designed to hit everybody. And we talk about that a lot here on my channel. You know, they're hitting the truckers. They're hitting the farmers. Oh God, they're hitting the little people with getting your electric cars. They're hitting people's guilt and all that sort of things. They're hitting every avenue of everybody's life. It's just, and to me, it's becoming so obvious that they're building their global elites world. We all know that here on my channel, but I tell you what, these people waking up are starting to see that the wealth are getting, the rich are getting wealthier, and the poor are getting poorer. And they can start, people are starting to see the divide. I always talk about the division in society, how they're taking out the middle class. Well, it's becoming visibly obvious now that there's them and us. And that's already becoming obvious to these people. So that's a good thing, because that could be something that might trigger them into fighting back. Because they know all the CEOs are giving themselves their bonuses, and to do with all the mining companies and all the big corporate companies. And we've got politicians giving themselves pay rises. They seem to all be, all the Qantas, yes, the airlines, not to forget, give themselves pay rises. And all the little people, oh no, they're just getting wiped out. So it's becoming very obvious to these people now, certain aspects. Maybe not around the jab. I always tell you to be very careful around the jab. And someone made a comment here about we also don't want to trigger the anger in people. And I understand that. But the thing is, when hurt people hurt other people, someone was saying it can make people worse. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, hurt people hurt other people. But what it does, it then triggers in us our pain bodies. And that's why I always tell you to stay away from these people waking up who are hurting and in anger, because then it causes our pain bodies to rise back up. Because I'm not saying we don't have pain bodies anymore. We've just learnt to manage them. But we can still be triggered. I know all of you guys out there get triggered. I do. I know you guys do. And it causes our pain bodies to rise up. And then you've got two pain bodies risen up, and that's the volatile energy. So if you remove yourself away from that situation, your pain body's not going to get triggered, and it's going to subside. So that's why I always give you that advice. We've all got pain bodies that can rise up at any time. So that's why we have to be very aware of managing our own feelings and emotions. It's very important to protect yourself. And, you know, I've always talked to you about being Wilson behind the fence and just looking out, because that's a safe place to be. In our sanctuaries, in our safe place, our Terra Bella, we call it here on my channel. I'll just see if there's something to close with today. It's showing me all these people waking up, because there's a crap load of them, we know there is. And it's like they've all gone to this, they're showing me, they've gone to like one of those, what do you call them, those Air Force open days or something, where they do all the fancy tricks in their jets and their planes, and everybody's gone to clap down on near the airstrip and all that. And we're the ones up in the planes doing the fancy tricks. We're the Mavericks, as you know here. I often call us the Mavericks, which means the rebels that fly off the radar and out of government's view. And it's showing me that we're showing all these people all these fancy tricks, like loop-de-loop and getting the pink spray behind the plane, and then we're doing mass formation. So there's like a whole heap of us Mavericks just flying together in patterns, and we're making patterns of hearts and like pointy arrows, and we're showing these people on the ground all the tricks and the things that you can do, and how to get away from like government. And then we like shoot off into the distance and disappear like a little UFO, and we're showing it to these people. And that's what I keep saying to you, we're the mirror reflection to these people waking up that they were fed absolute lies and garbage. And that's why I'm getting this show, because people are like, it's showing me the people in the crowd, they're like looking up at these jet planes, and their mouth is like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? And when you think about it, when we all when we all stood up in the very beginning, and I know along the way a lot of other people wanted to stand up, probably, it's very hard for people to be truthful and to not be the sheep. And we know that because people get very frightened to step out of the norm. So people are now looking at us like, how did you do that? That's why people are looking at ways they can stand up against government, at ways they can fight back. And they're looking to the Mavericks for how to do it and how to navigate this. And they're in awe of how we stood up so early and how we saw all of this. That's the image that they're giving me today. We're not doing these tricks as in like showing off and all that sort of thing. We're literally trying to show these people how to make a stand against their government, what things they can do. For example, the pink... sorry, guys, got sneezies. The pink, what do you call it, trail behind that you can sort of camouflage yourself and hide away and then zip off into the distance and get off the radar. We're trying to show these people things, and I guess you could kind of say in some strange way, it's like we keep sharing information. We're sharing things about the reset, we're sharing things about the WEF, we're sharing things about Charles. See, a lot of people, you've got to think about these things. No, people who are just being sheep, no disrespect, they're not aware that Charles is part of the WEF and that he has conversations with Cotton Schwab, or is it Santa Claus? They aren't aware of all the connections behind the scenes, whereas we are. So we're trying to show them that now by doing this big air show in our Maverick flying jet planes, and they're looking at us now like, because they can't work out how we knew all this. And it's funny, isn't it? Because looking back, you kind of do yourself, you go, how did we know all this? But we just kind of knew it. And then it kind of fell in our lap. But it always comes back to that gut feeling and our senses. And we use our senses and we hear things and we know. It's a knowing that we have. We just knew it. So now we're trying to show them how to keep rising up from the ashes. I'll just see if there's something else to close today. Hang on, and see, it's like that song yesterday. I got that song, I'm a Believer. The guide said we have to keep being believers. And I think Smash Mouth sings it, doesn't it? It was in the movie Shrek. Oh my God, how good is the movie Shrek? I absolutely love it, with Donkey and everything. So, you know, if you think about the movie Shrek, that's what's just coming into my mind now. You have to keep being a believer because, you know, Shrek had to fight back against he had to get Fiona back with the bad guy. I can't remember that king with the little short legs on the horse. If anybody's watched Shrek, it's so bloody funny. But you know, Shrek, Donkey and all his pals, is it Gingy, Gingerbread Man and all that, they had to fight back against, oh, that's who it was, Lord Farquaad. I guess we could put Santa Claus as Lord Farquaad. And that's what I'm getting. It's like, we have to stay the believers, because we know that we can override sort of the government, like, which is Lord Farquaad in this case in the movie Shrek. It's funny when you look at kids' movies, actually, they always have a lot of meaning, don't they? And little underlying messages and things like that. They're actually quite brilliant, the way that they're done. Shrek is particularly good in the way that, like, they were both ogres, but that's what they fell in love with. It doesn't matter what you look like. So there's always these great meanings, but this is what I'm getting for us. We have to keep believing that we can push back against government, but not only that, we have to keep believing that these people are waking up, because they're waking up. Not all, but majority of them, God, I'd say 3/4 are starting to really wake up to the garbage now. So maybe go check out that film clip from Shrek today, because it is so funny. And we have to keep believing. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. So I'll say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. It's Sunday morning. I'm off to do my bits and bobs out in the garden and everywhere else. Yay, it's a sunny day here as spring arrives on my doorstep. I know you guys are enjoying autumn, so go and enjoy that too. It's really pretty when the leaves are falling. We have a pretty autumn here too. It's lovely, the reds and oranges and yellows. It's just, and the ambers. Oh, I love autumn. It is really magical, but I am enjoying spring. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like buttons, comment down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.